Hi, Tracy Lewis from Stuffin' Things. It is Paper Pumpkin Day, a few days late for me. We just drove over Stevens Pass and are heading back home to our camp spot where I get to enjoy a full day of paper pumpkin tomorrow. Stay tuned. All right, I am home and I'm ready to do the unboxing and create. This month's paper pumpkin is Picnic Paradise. Stamps to, from, for you, thank you, thinking of you, and enjoy, with some interesting little dashes and lines stamps. Stampin' Spot for the month, soft suede. This month I'm a little bit later getting my paper pumpkin because we are back traveling again. So gone are the days when I get my paper pumpkin delivered to my doorstep. I am back out traveling, so my paper pumpkin comes to my mail forwarder and then it gets forwarded to me. So I will be doing my paper pumpkins a week later than I have been the last 6 months or so. Alright, so it looks like we get 12 different designs of some small square cards, probably 3x3s, and 4 baskets. Alright, we've got Brad's white baker's twine mini dimensionals. We're gonna have 3 different styles of envelopes for a total of 12. And there's the first 3. 12 card bases. These are actually very sturdy basket pieces. 4 of them. So I can see with one possibility these pieces could be used, because they're an embossed pattern, they could be used on an A2 card. These are more pieces, the handle, long brim for the brim, and some vellum, that's gingham vellum, and some adhesives. I feel 12 different tags. Looks like we have a variety of sticker labels and a bunch of different die cuts. Looks like leaves, sticker die cuts in fact. That's a blueberry. Gingham tissue paper, I would imagine for the baskets perhaps, or maybe even to be cut up and used on the cards. We'll have to see. Strawberries, apples, and those are all of the parts and pieces, and I will probably only create one of the 3x3s. I don't even know if I will create a basket, because I won't have a use for the baskets in our small space. I won't have the storage space for them. and I'm only 10 days past my carpal tunnel surgery, so I'm not really very fast, and I would rather spend my efforts on the alternatives. So I will come back after I get organized and make one of the 3x3 cards and then move right on into alternatives. Be back soon. Alright, I'm back with all my pieces somewhat put together. I decided to go with the For You sentiment and stamped the lines, and I will get to assembling. Alright, there is the create for the 3x3 card, and again, I'm not going to create the basket. I don't have room to store the basket, let alone 4 of them, and I will get thinking about alternatives next. Hey, I'm back really quick to show you a couple of things. Just want to give you a synopsis of the breaking down of the various parts. First, we have a basket. I was able to cut these pieces out of one of the baskets, and when you're doing your alternatives and it goes beyond whatever I'm giving and all the alternatives that you're watching, I just thought it would be good to show you the various pieces that I have been able to cut out of what was provided. And there's enough pieces in this kit that I might even restrict myself to whatever was in the kit and the cardstock colors that match the tissue. So this is what I did with the basket. So I have 5 pieces here. I haven't cut, but what I will be able to cut is, this is a card base, and I will cut it down the middle, which will give me even more of that color. The tissue is folded very nicely in the middle, and the middle point, it is 4 inches across, so using the trimmer, it is very easy. I just went to the 4-inch mark, and was able to cut right down the middle. So there's 2 pieces that are going to be a good background. And I've done now the red and the blue, and then I will cut the green. So that'll give me a bunch of tissue. And then for potential card bases, I did pull out Whisper White, Blueberry Bushel, Granny Apple Green, Soft Suede, and Poppy Parade. So I will be able to use these if I need to. And then the last piece that I thought was good to cut apart was, I grabbed one of the envelopes, which actually has a decorative side on both sides, and then these are the extra little pieces that I also cut away. So you do end up with quite a few pieces to play with within the kit itself. So we also have apples, strawberries, and blueberries, as well as a whole page of sticker leaves. So I think with that, I should be able to come up with a bunch of fun alternatives. And then I also see right away where you could do sets of cards with all of the different pieces, and with the sets of cards you could either give them away as gifts or put them in your stash. So again, I will go back and start thinking about the individual alternatives, but thought you might like to see how I was cutting all of the pieces apart. Alright, I'm back and I have 4 alternatives. It was very difficult to not make sets because this particular kit lends itself to making sets of 3 because it has the 3 different fruits in the 3 different colors. So I'm going to point out the areas where I think it would be really easy to make sets of 3. The first one, and what I always do, is try to stay pretty close to the design that's in the kit, and that was taking the 3x3 sample that I made and cutting off the other half of it, and then using some of the tissue paper behind. And again, you have your various fruits, and you can simply do sets of 3, varying your text message. Very easy with this set. I will be putting these together offline because I'm just way too slow right now and need to not hurt myself. So the second one, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to tilt the layers. Here's what it looks like with the layers straight up. Again, in this case you have a little more limitation on your set because this is one basket, 2 pieces of the basket that are of the same width. You have the matching envelopes, which I have right here to show you. So you could make, with the color combination variations, a set of 3 of these. Very easy, using 3 of the baskets. There are also still 2 narrower ones that I would imagine you could get a set of 5 by trimming this, because this, if I lift this up, you'll see it's just 2 different pieces, and you could possibly even cut each end. You only need a little bit of the fishtail top and bottom banner showing, so you could probably get quite a few out of this one and make a nice set. The third one, we're starting to stray pretty far from the design. This again lends itself to a set. I went ahead and brought out some basic black because I really wanted my seeds to be black. And then I have, for more interest, a different pattern embossed using another basket piece, and then this I will stamp a message on. And this, I think, also could very easily, bringing in the various fruits. Now the apple is pretty big, and you only have 1, and you could do 2 blueberries, top and bottom, and just have an apple offset. This one probably is the least easily made into a set. And then the last one that I really like a lot, and I'm very proud of myself for not doing a vertical A2 card, which is my standard. This isn't put together yet, so I can show you that all I did was take and cut the bottom half 2 7/8 right down the middle. I rotated this piece. I added the tissue on both sides. This will get attached and be the front, and then the whole thing will open up, and there's the space for a message or inside sentiment. So I think this might be my favorite one, and now I'll go away and put these all together for real and set them all up for a final reveal. Alright, I'm going to sneak back in to show you one more thing that I did for demonstration purposes. These 2 cards here, I went ahead and I used my Stamparatus to stamp them, and I went ahead and left the sentiments that I had chosen, that I did use the Stamparatus to stamp them, on each of the plates. You could do up to 4 sentiments, because you can use both sides, and have 4 different sentiments all lined up to be able to do repeat on whatever style you decide you want to make sets of. So it really is going to make, having the Stamparatus will make completing sets out of these various repeats very quick and easy. Alright, I have finished all of my alternatives. I still think this one is my favorite, and it's that side open card. this turned out very cute. The only thing I could have done different, but because I was trying to stick with as close to the kit contents as possible, I could have pulled out my memento and done a black for you to go with the black seeds. But as it is, I still think it's fine, matching the soft suede basket. This one came out great, very fast and easy to do. I could totally see making a set of these with those envelopes. And then definitely making a set of these in the A2 size. Kind of a clean and simple design. Maybe shake it up a little bit here and there with some variety, but overall, I really like this kit a lot. It reminds me of the You Are My Anchor kit that had 3x3 cards. I just felt that the materials provided stretched a really long ways, just like these materials. I think you could make, I don't know, you could, with careful consumption, between 30 and 40 A2 size cards. So all I ended up using, if I look here, was one Poppy Parade, one Granny Apple Green, and one Blueberry Bushel, and 4 bases. And other than that, I used what the kit provided. I hope that you found this interesting. I will say that I am working on a database tool on my website that will be a lookup. I'm finding now I have replenished my paper pumpkin kits. I have all of them starting from January on, and I know that there are good sentiments that I can be using when I need to have a sentiment for a particular event. So in order to help myself and for everybody else who's using these paper pumpkin kits get the most out of them, I will be populating the database with the sentiments that you can look up by word. I'm also doing this for all of the catalogs as well, but in fact those are coming first. I'm working on that now, and then next up after I finish will be the paper pumpkin sentiments, a searchable tool. So happy paper pumpkining, and hopefully you like my alternatives. Thanks for watching.